What's up, y'all, boy? This your boy Marlo, and y'all already know we got North Charleston, and I'm about to be telling y'all, boy, why the city is one of the most deadliest cities in America. I'm about to show y'all, boy, each neighborhood, and I'm about to break everything down for y'all, boy, and show y'all, boy, why so much people be getting stepped on inside North Charleston. You see what I'm saying? Now, the height is at the very bottom of North Charleston. Otrano is at the very top of North Charleston. And you may think in the physical that those two neighborhoods is very far apart, but they only 17 minutes away. So let's say you stepped on something or you robbed somebody on the height, and let's say you go to Otrano. That's only 17 minutes away. In other cities, big cities, ghettos are like 40 minutes apart, 50 minutes apart, 30 minutes apart. You see what I'm saying? But you rob somebody on the height, and then you be like, I going on Dorchester Road. That's like 4 neighborhoods over. But that's only a 5-minute drive away. So you going inside this neighborhood thinking like, yeah, I low. Yeah, I got the burner. But I ain't on point as if I was in the same neighborhood where I robbed the dude at. I ain't on point. You see what I'm saying? Because I low key. In my head, I thinking I low key. But the whole time, Charleston's so small. The house you at laying low, the people next door know the people that you done stepped on. So now the whole world got your location. You see what I'm saying? Now you about to get your head bust. And you don't even know. When you walk out your door, you gonna get your head bust. Yeah, so when you coming out your door, I don't care if your baby mama say, I outside with your child. I don't care if you gotta go to the trash. I don't care if you gotta meet the Uber man at the door to get your food. That thing gotta be in your hand. And I know there's a lot of people be out there like, man, I ain't running from death. I ain't scared to die. Da-da-da-da. Shut up, you lying. Because if you get hit in the chest or you catch one to the neck, you will be the one laying on the ground. Somebody help me. You see what I say? Help me. I don't want to die. You see what I'm saying? Y'all both be having churn and all type of stuff and saying, I ain't scared to die. So you just gonna let that man bust your head. So you gonna let that man earn a strike up off you. You see what I'm saying? Every time you come out that door, even if you live on a dead end, don't jump straight in your car. You gotta walk to the corner and clear the scene like you in the army. You gotta clear the scene. You see what I'm saying? So if it come down to it, you can start bang, 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 bang. You see what I'm saying? But let's get this discussion started. You see what I'm saying? North Charleston City was officially established as the 9th largest city in South Carolina on June 12, 1972. Around the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, North Charleston was considered one big neighborhood. By the Europeans strategically placing ghettos up and down the peninsula, that would cause many blacks to be divided. By the Europeans using the divide and conquer technique, that would cause street guys to only protect their neighborhoods instead of the whole city. By the 80s, the crack era would hit, and by the 90s, street guys would be claiming their own hoods and going to war with other neighborhoods inside North Charleston, just how the Europeans had planned it. All right, now, this is the bottom half of North Charleston. You see what I'm saying? I-526 cut from the Ashley River all the way to the Cooper River, that red line at the top. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is the height. You see what I'm saying? And basically, if you on the height, that's the first neighborhood you enter when you come in North Charleston. Charleston's so small, you got to really tell yourself like, damn, I could be downtown on Romney Street and I ain't North Charleston and I low, but Romney Street and the hike is literally like 3 minutes away from each other, even though they in different cities. That shit is literally like 4 minutes. You see what I'm saying? And with the height, you got to know that shit small too. So you going to easily get spotted around it. Now, Hop Village is a nice little neighborhood, which is small too. Everybody know everybody. So you thinking you coming out the house low, you might get your head bust walking out one of them houses. You see what I'm saying? You got to come out that house with that burner. Now, the Macon is one of the biggest neighborhoods in North Charleston. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people think when they come on the Macon that they low key. But what they don't know is, see, I grew up on the Macon. I feel like each neighborhood in Charleston has at least a couple people on the Macon. So you most definitely not low. You see what I'm saying? Everybody come on the Macon. I don't care you from Ashley Phosphate. Everybody either come on the Macon or got people who come on the Macon. You see what I'm saying? And you gonna get spotted. You see what I'm saying? So if you a soldier in these streets, you gotta stay soldier down in each neighborhood. Don't think that because the height all the way at the bottom of North Charleston and I pop and I rob something or not. Just don't think that because I on the Megan terrorizing people and then I'm gonna go on Remont Road, right? Then I'm gonna be walking to the store when I get on Remont Road. I ain't got the thing on me cause I in 6 different neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying? I 6 neighborhoods up. People think just from Rivers Avenue, you would think Remont Road and the Macon is real far when you coming up Rivers Avenue. But guess what? You can cut all that in half if you take Spruway. You see what I'm saying? So Remont Road and the Macon really like 5 minutes apart. You see what I'm saying? When you on this peninsula in Charleston, bro, it ain't no hiding. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no hiding. If you in the streets and you ain't applying pressure every day and people want you, Charleston's so small, you gonna get your head bust if you ain't soldier down. You see what I'm saying? These corner stores I showing you, each neighborhood in Charleston got corner stores because when they strategically place these ghettos inside Charleston, you see what I'm saying? Of course they go put a corner store in front of each ghetto. You see what I'm saying? Each ghetto inside Charleston is basically separated from the infrastructures. You see what I'm saying? Every neighborhood inside Charleston is separated from like a railroad track, a train track, industrialized buildings, car lots. You see what I'm saying? The airport. What else can split these neighborhoods up? Man, you just gotta think about it, bro. 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 100, but really like 100 years ago, the 20s, the 1920s, 30s, 40s. Black people had a whole lot. We just had came out slavery around the 1860s and the 1870s. So we'd already been building up for the last 30 years. You see what I'm saying? Look at Black Wall Street. Look at all them stuff that had happened. You see what I'm saying? We've been building up. You feel what I'm saying? But by the 50s and the 60s and stuff like that, they start putting that pressure on us because we the shit like competition. They start putting that pressure on us. So let me stay on track. When they start putting that pressure on us, the ways they put the pressure on us, like, all right, back in the 20s and in the 30s, North Charleston been like one neighborhood. So if North Charleston is one neighborhood, that means everybody in North Charleston riding together cause one person ain't saying I from the Macon, and then one person saying I from the Height, and then one person saying no, everybody just been saying we from here. Everybody been together, but the Europeans so raw. Them boy raw at that shit. You see what I'm saying? They use the divide and conquer technique from out the 48 laws of power. Y'all know about that. You see what I'm saying? So what they did is when they start building out Charleston up, they been like, all right, we could put this neighborhood right, y'all, right? Because I heard the Hike and the Macon used to be together. You see what I'm saying? How they split that up. When you leaving out the Hike, all you see is big buildings and industrialized workshops and stuff like that. So they don't want us to be together. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't want people from Ashley Phosphate clicking out with people off the Macon. They don't want people off 4 Mile clicking out with people off 5 Mile, which is across the street from each other. They don't want the hoods in downtown Charleston to click up with all the hoods. Because if that happened, bro, we have too much power in Charleston, bro. You see what I'm saying? So they got to keep us divided. They got to keep people on the Megan. Like, for real, can you imagine? And I ain't even talking about just like dope selling or nothing. I just talking about anybody who getting money. Can you imagine, let's say, the boys off Fremont Road. Let's say them boys getting money, right? But they only can get so much amount of money because they on Fremont Road. You see what I'm saying? That's where they from. They on Fremont Road. But let's say them boys off the Whaling getting money too. You see what I'm saying? Let's say them boys off the Macon getting money too. Do you know what would happen if the Macon, Fremont Road, and the Whaling was to combine and started making money together, whether it's working or bing, 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 bing. You see what I'm saying? Now, the facts I got for y'all boys about getting caught lacking and all that in Charleston, you see what I'm saying? Everybody, the first fact I got is everybody got a friend or a family member in each neighborhood. So you thinking you low in one neighborhood, boy, you already get spotted. You see what I'm saying? You lacking. You already got spotted. You lacking. You see what I'm saying? Now, the second fact I got is you can't lay low in Charleston. It ain't no laying low in Charleston, especially if you a stepper. You gonna get spotted, so you have to stay on high alert. But for the people who ain't scared to die, y'all can just die. Nobody gonna kill. Y'all gonna get forgotten about. Ain't nobody kill. Ain't nobody care because you don't care about yourself. You won't get your head bust. But the third thing I got is people not respecting how small the city is, bro. Not Charleston. In Charleston, the peninsula itself is small. You see what I'm saying? From Ashley Phosphate to downtown Charleston is about 15 miles. That's not big at all. 16 miles. Damn big at all. Then you got the Cooper River on the right side of us and Ashley River on the left side. So we kind of like not stuck, but Rivers Avenue, Dorchester Road, those the two main roads in Charleston. How you gonna tell me you ain't about to bump into your static sooner or later? You see what I'm saying? How you gonna tell me you ain't about to? Yeah, that's how. Yeah, sometimes people don't get phone tags. Sometimes that shit don't. Sometimes you just bump into your man. You think he get phone. No, you just been riding past him like, look at that boy. About to get that boy. You see what I'm saying? But the fourth thing I got is the city's so small. Of course, females is going to play both sides. Of course, these females is going to play both sides. So when y'all boy go see them females, you gotta prepare yourself as if you're going to go see the devil himself, because you don't know what they expect going to go see this female. You don't know who she been messing with before you. You see what I'm saying? You don't know who she messing with right now. You don't know if she cousins with the guy you stepped on. You see what I'm saying? All right, now, the last thing I got is everything in Charleston, every ghetto in Charleston is at least 15 minutes away or less. You see what I'm saying? So if a nigga push you off and he all the way at the top of North Charleston, ain't nothing for this man to come watch your Facebook and come bust your head in whatever neighborhood you in, because all the neighborhoods like 8 minutes away, 7 minutes away, 10 minutes away. You see what I'm saying? Some neighborhoods 1 minute away from each other. You feel me? Yeah, so that's my take on this situation, man. That's your boy Marlo. Make sure y'all boy follow me on Instagram and make sure y'all boy subscribe to the channel, man. You feel me? But I out.